perform this jet, and while he's doing this, he will have 7 times the force of gravity on his body while he's still maintaining the level profile as the jet comes in, comes over center point. And as he's arriving at center point, we have number 6 is going to be passing, and we'll show a quick max climb of the aircraft.
And there he goes. And there are G-suits that help absorb the force, but these pilots cannot wear them because it would get in their way.
Exactly. The G-suit constricts, and it actually can affect them flying by the spring, so they fly with the spring, and they don't have that, so they can have the utmost control to ensure that when they're flying precision in a close proximity, that they have full control, that there's nothing that's going to adjust or inhibit them from having full control and being safe while they're flying the demonstration. As you see, the diamond formation is coming in, where this is the double farvel. They go inverted. And now 4 is going to come down as close as he can right here, and he's right above the number 1, and 2 and 3 will match each other. And now they will have they will return to their normal state, and then they will do a separation. And a lot of these too, the maneuvers that they do when they break out, the rendezvous of coming back at different speeds and different angles to get to the diamond formation is also a challenge. So now you have the solos entering above, and they are going to do the opposing minimum radius. So they are both going to match perform the radius turn, pull 7 Gs at about 400 miles per hour, and then they will cross center point.
And this isn't like driving your mom's old Honda with a really loose wheel. I mean, these guys just move their wrists a little bit, and that is steering the plane.
Yes, and a lot of it, especially with the formation flying, as you see the solos coming in for their pass over center point. There they go. With the diamond flying, you will see that boss gives them calls, and the inflection and the way he gives information to them, they know how they're adjusting, and it's very minor. So if he has more of an inflection as a little pull versus a little pull, that is a different way and a different speed is what they're going to climb. So those things, that's why the 120 flights together, you build that camaraderie. You see from the right here, they're coming in for the fan pass. They are stacked in an echelon formation. And again, you see the wingtips right over the canopies. And as they come out of the maneuver, there will be a call that they will go diamond again. And they will receive a call, they will go diamond. As you see, they'll rotate. Number 3 will come back under and hit, and then 4 will slide into the slot position where he normally flies.
As you mentioned, it's not just the pilots up in the planes. All of you folks on the ground are making this happen. Not only making those planes able to fly, but also to figure out how all of this comes together up in the air.
That is correct. That is correct. There's a communication boat talking to them right now, as you see the solos coming in for their horizontal rolls. And as soon as this is completed, they will get information and feedback on where they were in position to center point. And if there's any information that needs to be passed to them, we have a representative at Boeing Field in the tower. That's where actually Captain Katie Higgins is today. And if we had someone come into the airspace, or there's an emergency with a live flight helicopter that needs to transit someone to the hospital, all that information and planning and communication is important to deconflict to ensure that their primary thing is focused on flying and flying safely. So there's a lot of external comms too in their cockpit that we talk about and ensure that they don't get distracted until the time comes that we say, hey, you need to know that this is going on, and then they may adjust or they may change a maneuver to make sure that the safety again is being paramount to the demonstration. But again, in addition to that, you still have all the enlisted that are back at Boeing Field. They're getting things ready, and when these jets come back, if there's anything going on with them, they will make sure it's taken care of, and we're ready to go for the next flight.
As you mentioned to me before, these are no spring chickens as far as the planes and the jets themselves go.
Yes.
They've had a couple of years on them and a lot of miles, and it's a lot of they're a little high maintenance.
That is correct, and that's why it takes a great maintenance team and enlisted sailors and Marines working together to keep these airframes that are 29 years old flying and performing at the max level that they can. That this team, this mission is to do. And as you see, they're doing the left echelon roll. That is a very very graceful maneuver. That they rotate 360 degrees, and the wingman will stay. It's a fairly difficult maneuver because of the way that they roll, and they try to stay in the echelon formation as they come over the top. And during that maneuver, and as you see, this is one of the favorites for the crowd, the sneak pass. There's 5 sneaking, and then over the top of us, number 6 coming right behind him. That's one of those that usually the crowd sees 5 go by, and they're not ready for number 6 coming right behind.
They find religion in that moment, I think.
They do. They do. And now this is another formation where number 5 will actually join up, and he's going to join up for the line abreast loop. So that means 5 planes will be together. So imagine if you're on the highway and you're going 70 miles an hour, and you got 5 cars, and you're trying to stay exactly aligned.
No, thank you.
That's difficult enough, but to do it in an F-18, and that's what they're going to just demonstrate right now.
They're going a lot faster than 70 miles.
Definitely.
How fast do they get? What's the top speed?
The top speed of the jets, they can get Mach 2. They can get up to 1,400 miles an hour. Now, that would be breaking the sound barrier, which is something that we do not do at shows. So normally during the show, that sneak pass probably would have been the fastest thing you'll see today, probably right at 700, a little under that. And then the slowest speed too, you'll see the slowest speed is where they're at about 120 miles an hour, and it still seems fast, but when we see it during the section high alpha, you will think, wow, they seem like they're barely moving.
Yeah.
It's still going 120 miles an hour. So right now, boss is taking them up, and he's giving calls to them on how the angle that they're pulling as they're going up, and they're all following his lead, and they're trying to stay aligned here. This is definitely a difficult maneuver to keep the separation while they're flying, and to make sure that your nose of your aircraft is not creeping above.
And as we're watching them actually kind of go through the clouds there, we can see some of the challenge that the clouds present, because their smoke does disappear into it at certain angles.
Yes, it does. It seems to blend in some.
Yeah.
If you saw the show yesterday, you would have seen that with the clear blue sky, the smoke lingered for a long time, and with the little bit of haziness and cloud cover today, sometimes that smoke will either blend in or it seems to dissipate a little faster. And those are unique challenges that we say and we assess if we need to adjust the show based on it. But today, with the cloud level and the smoke is still fairly visible, as you see right there, that we're able to fly a full high show, and that's our favorite show to fly.
Yeah. Well, it's easy for us to think that all of that smoke is for our benefit because it just looks so cool, but they use that to let one another know of their positionings and so
That is
on.
correct. Yes, the smoke is used in multiple ways. The smoke is used to clear, like if the pilot is not in position, then they let their smoke off. That's saying I'm a little bit off, and then they rejoin when they are all told to by number 4, clear to rejoin. But also when the solos are opposing each other, they actually have times where they smoke on to reference each other. That becomes very important too for the loop break cross maneuvers. They do a low break cross, the Diamond does, and then the Delta does a loop break cross, and you will watch the smoke trails, and that is not only for the crowd, but for them to know where each other are as they come to center point at the same time.
So what are they heading for here?
So now they are coming in after the line breast loop. They're doing the 4-point. So they're doing a 4 90-degree turns to do a full 360, and that shows the capability to stop mid-air and hold a position and then continue on. And as you see, we only have one set. We'll focus on either 5 or 6. The crowd will, but as the people grading it down there's someone taking the grades for them, watching them to see if they're matched. So when they leave the maneuver, they still remain matched. And right now, this is the diamond coming in for the vertical break. So they come in stacked, and now they will say go diamond, and now they move into the diamond position. And that transfer, they will get a smoke on call from boss, and as soon as they get on that call, he will say ready break.
Wow, that is spectacular. We just hosted a fireworks show on July 4th, and they kind of break the way that the fireworks do, it seems like.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So now they will come back down to rejoin the flight leader, and he will take them off as the solos come in and they do the opposing vertical pitch. So they're going to come in, cross the center point, and max perform, and then they will do a split S reversal and bring the aircraft back down to center point.
When they cross like that, how close are they getting?
It is more of a, at the angles, they look close. They're usually 100 and 150 feet apart, so they are not as close, but that, I mean, still, that's only about a jet length or so, a couple of jet lengths long, so it's still close, but a lot of it, too, when you see the comparison, it creates that. That's part of the training that they do, is to see how they're matching, and that's based on the angles and their proximity to each other.
And it happens at the start of a blink of an eye, not even a blink of an eye, but
yes.
They pass one another so quickly.
Oh yes, being down there and grading is one of the tougher things as well, because you're trying to catch it and see how far they were from the right or to the left of center point.
And you all do that with the naked eye. It's not like you have some special machine helping you out or anything.
That is correct. Now the diamond is coming in for the barrel roll break. Captain Frosch is getting them set up for the next maneuver. They will do a climb, invert, roll 90 degrees, and then they will actually break out after they pass center point. And this is one of the favorite breakout maneuvers, because as you see when they break out, number 4 will invert and go down as he breaks out. So he looks like he's diving down closer to the horizon. And I've been told multiple times through the years that people really like that. The aesthetics of that breakout.